let's just say it. We did not complete our senior year in the typical way. I remember being in 3rd grade and being told that I'd graduate high school in 2020. 2020 didn't even feel like a real year. In the 3rd grade, my biggest problem was trying not to get caught running in the halls. High school, the trials and tribulations of such, and the general concept of 2020 was not even on my radar. In the 8th grade, I at least grasped that I was graduating in 2020, but it seemed so far away, and honestly, I didn't even know what 2020 would look like. Sure, there was going to be a 2 in the tens place instead of a 1, but that was about it. Well, as 2020 neared, the idea of becoming a senior was coming into view, and I was beginning to imagine what wearing white and sitting in the senior section would be like, what going to prom would be like, what leaving Shorewood dressed in fun costumes and saying goodbye in a big parade would be like. Well, whatever I expected my senior year to be, I did not account for a global pandemic among the list. I did not account for leaving on a Wednesday and never coming back to school. I did not account for the realization that I'd walked down the halls of Shorewood High School as a senior for my last time and didn't even know it. And even though school continued online, it felt like our senior year just stopped. And that was a lot to stomach. But despite everything that's happened, I hope each and every one of us realizes that a pandemic does not define us. We are not that year that left on a low note. I hope we take every memory of high school into our future with pride, including a pandemic among the list of things we did in high school. Because the fact that we are here today doing this is not only a talking point, but proof that we don't let a change of circumstance get to us. I also have a more general hope for the class of 2020. I often hear adults say, I had my best years in high school. When I hear that, I hope the class of 2020 never says those words. Not because we can't, not because we didn't have a great and memorable time in high school, but because it undermines our ability and belief that we can have our best years outside of high school too. Think about this. We are given an entire empty book when we are born for the best times in our life. This book is not as long as high school is. Our best years are not confined to the same years when we are stressed about finals, state testing, post-high school plans, jobs, and introducing ourselves to society. And we do not close this book of the best times in our life the moment we toss our caps. Now, high school has its chapter in this book, but the rest of it is empty, ready to be filled with memories of new highs we have yet to experience and couldn't even dream of yet. We get to fill these pages of this empty book and remember, high school may have been great, but it wasn't the only best years in our life. It was some of the best years of our whole lives. One chapter is now complete, out of many more to come. So here's to turning the page.